Nation of Fit and 10, welcome to day 52, and I'm going to get right back into your questions. Yesterday I read a question, or I read part of a question, and so today I'm going to read the rest of it. Well, I'll read the whole thing again. I won't go into any details in the first part of this question because I did that yesterday. So here we go. Mark, do you really have clients in their 50s who lose 2 pounds of fat per week? Yes, I do. Many of them, and many people over the age of 60. I would love to do so, but so far I have lost 3 pounds in 7 weeks. I have resorted to making vegetable soup with vegetarian stock and adding protein and having protein shakes for breakfast and one of your bars every other day for a snack. Nothing more. We'll try for another 3 weeks. The pre-planned meals with all the rice, etc. has not worked for me to date. One thing I have noticed is that I'm really sleepy after I eat. Like, I have no choice but to lie down for 20 minutes after having a bowl of vegetable soup. Is that normal? Okay, so where am I leaving off from yesterday? Okay, so this person says, I'll read it again. I have resorted. So they've changed what I've told them to do. And it sounds to me, of course I don't know exactly, but it sounds to me like you have lowered your calories even more. And of course, lowering your calories is a very easy way to lose weight, certainly. But it is not a sustainable way to lose weight. It is also not a good solution for long-term fat loss. It is not a good solution for when you want to support yourself doing a lot of exercise, which this person told me they're doing what I would consider to be a lot of exercise daily, way more than what I prescribed for the challenge. And you need to recover. You need nutrients for this. Okay, you need nutrients beyond protein and beyond just a little bit of calories coming from fat and carbohydrates. So you need to make sure that you have food to support your metabolic rate. And I will tell you, and I'll go into this in more detail. I talked about this yesterday, I touched upon it, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you happen to be somebody who has yo-yo dieted in the past, that is, you've gone through periods where you do very low calories, this can be a stimulus for having these periods where you have a sluggish metabolism. And now I'm not suggesting that you've yo-yo dieted before. I don't actually really know. Although we did have a discussion about this, but we didn't go into too much history, into too much of your history. But what we tend to see with yo-yo dieters, that is people who go through periods where they do very, very low calories and then they try to come back out of it, is we see more and more fat gain over time. We see more and more fat gain over time. And the reason for this is partially a loss in lean body mass, but also a major reduction in the metabolic rate. And so what ends up happening is people crash diet, they reduce their metabolic rate, they go back up to their maintenance calories they're having before, and because now their metabolic rate is lower, they have an even higher amount of body fat after they follow their maintenance calories for whatever period of time. It usually doesn't take that long for them to gain back fat and even more. And usually the cycle continues. This is, again, for you, I would not suggest this. The calories that I'm having you have right now, which I believe, I'm sure it's fine for me to say this, which I believe is somewhere in the order of around just over 1,500, is nothing that is unreasonable by any means for weight loss, especially with the amount of exercise you're doing. This is not something I recommend. I understand we want results now, and I understand that the premise behind the challenge is for this. But a more important thing for you is to figure out a long-term solution. Also, I will tell you, if everything that is happening is in fact what it is, you're doing X amount of exercise, and I have no reason to believe that you're lying. You're doing X amount of exercise, you're eating, 1,500 calories per day, but it sounds like you're eating much less, but let's just go with 1,500 calories, and you're not losing any weight, there's something there that is not right metabolically. And so I do have a list of some things that I would recommend having tested, but I am also almost at 5 minutes, so I might do a part 3 on this. But I do want to, make you guys all aware that this idea or this notion that, you know, some people need to follow extreme low calories as a long-term solution is really only going to put you in a worse situation in terms of fat loss, weight loss for the future. Okay, especially if you've done this many, many times in the past. All right, so sometimes what you have to do is you have to go through periods of higher calories, okay, or moderate calories. Really what I was just doing is, if you have done this, is to build your way out of it so that you can restore that metabolic rate. Okay, get it to a level that is reasonable for, you know, your age, your lean body mass, you know, your sex, etc. Okay, so take that for what you will. Okay, one thing I've noticed is that I'm really sleepy after I eat. Okay, so this could be an overabundance of carbohydrates, but sounds to me like that's not the case. This could be an overabundance of tryptophan, which is an amino acid, which is a building block for serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that tends to make us sleepy and relaxed. So sometimes if we eat a large amount of proteins that are high in serotonin, that are high in tryptophan, we can feel sleepy. Also, if we eat a lot of carbohydrates, what we tend to do is make tryptophan more available, and this can make us tired as well. So, you know, this could very well be it. You know, my suggestion would be, I don't know how large of a meal you're eating. Again, the calories seem pretty low here. So I'm gonna probably say it's not that, but I would like to know exactly what you've been eating prior to feeling sleepy, and then go from there. Also, is this something that's always happening, or is it something that just sometimes happens? Okay. One other thing I just want to say about, you know, low calories is, you know, we want to put our bodies in a good balance between sympathetic state and parasympathetic state. That means a heightened state and a relaxed state. And, you know, one thing that can happen again from low calories is you're putting yourself in that sympathetic state. That is that stressed state, that state where we're going to produce a lot of cortisol, that state where you know, we're demanding a lot from the adrenal glands. We demand a lot from the adrenal glands. They can't do their job in producing certain sex hormones because the adrenal glands also produce sex hormones as well. Okay, a lot I can say on this, but I'm just gonna stop right there. And let's just get the message of the day because this video is turning out way too long. But I will go through some blood tests tomorrow. Okay, on this day 52, there are no losses in what you do. There are no losses. There are only lessons. There are only things you can take away. And like I said, as you work through things, even if you don't get the results that you want, you are getting closer to figuring out what can work for you because you're getting closer to the truth. When it comes to weight loss, though, I highly recommend, especially if you struggle with it, to be methodical. Don't do something for a very short period of time and then get discouraged. Think about what's reasonable. Think about what's healthy. Think about long-term consequences, and you know, set yourself up for future progress and for future success. And you know, sometimes what may appear to be steps backwards are really steps forwards. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.